Ready for the video?
Yeah.
Let's get it. Woo. Presence. Now one together. What is vibing? This is Vish and
Emma.
And today we'll be responding to Sadhguru's video on
The simplest way to a healthy life.
Today I'm here with Emma. Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Emma. I'm a fourth year marketing major at the University of Texas.
Awesome. Where are you from?
I'm from Houston.
Okay.
Suburb of Houston.
There we go. H-Town.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you ever find yourself stressed, anxious, or nervous? Well, that used to be me all the time, and then I found meditation. I've been doing it for over 3 years now, and I've got hundreds of people on their journeys, and I will soon be coming out with a meditation product, so stay tuned for that. Sadhguru is a yogi, mystic, and visionary who's truly enlightening the world. And with that,
let's get into the video.
Awesome. Cool.
You once mentioned that a large population in the world is not healthy, which they could be, simply because we have not understood some simple things. And these simple things can be very easily taught and disseminated in the world and shared with rest of the people. Can you throw some more light on what these simple things are which can make us healthier?
Healthy? Oh. There was a young physician once. He went to his senior colleague and said he had some problem with a certain diagnosis of a patient. Then the senior colleague said, "Oh, nerves and vomiting, is it? Yes, but I don't find any medical reason for him to be having nerves and vomiting." So the senior colleague suggested, you ask him if he is playing golf. If he is playing, you tell him to stop. If he says, "I'm not playing," ask him to play. He'll become okay. Health is like that. Really.
Don't you love his laugh?
Yeah.
Some people are
amuses
overworked
himself.
and they have ill health. Most people are underworked and they have ill health today. If you lived here on this planet 200 years ago, physically, you would be doing at least 20 times more activity than what you're doing right now, physically. Definitely, isn't it? You would have walked to this place, you would have done everything with your hands. You would be doing minimum 20 times more activity. I think I'm wrong, 100 times probably. Some of you 250 times. So if you were doing that much activity, then I would have told you, take a break, take some rest. Now, the body has not been used. Only by using this body you can keep it well. When you say health, you're talking about physical health. You must use this body. The more you use it, the better it gets. One of the simplest things about health is just to use the body. If you sufficiently use the body has everything to create health for itself. Does it mean to say, that's the only thing, nothing else will happen to me, I'll be perfect? I would say, if we physically used our body as much as we should, I would say 80% of the ailments on this planet would just disappear. 80%. Wow. The remaining 20%, in that, another 10% is because of the type of foods that people are eating. they change the food habit, another 10% would disappear. That means only 10% ailment would remain. That has happened because of variety of reasons. One is karmic, another could be atmospheric, and there are other aspects that could have happened in the system which can be looked at. Out of all the sick people, if 90% of them become healthy just by using the body and eating the right food, 10% could be easily handled.
Very true.
But now, the volume of ailment is so big because we don't eat properly or we eat very properly and we don't use the body properly.
I believe.
So,
Yeah.
apart from this, there are other aspects to life. To put it very simply, as you exercise your body, if you just do this 1,000 times a day, just do like this 1,000 times a day, and after 1 month, just see how well your hand will work.
There we go.
Nothing else. Just sit here and just do this 1,000 times a day. After 30 days, you'll find your hand works wonderfully well. If you do that with your brains, it will work wonderfully well in a month's time. If you do this with your heart, it'll work wonderfully well. If you do that with your life energies, it will work wonderfully well. When all these things work well, that's health.
Yes.
Health is not something that you invent. Health is not your idea. Health is life happening well. The life process is happening well, that's health. It's not your idea or my idea. We are acting as if health is our idea, as if we created health. We didn't create health. If at all, if we have created health, if at all we have created anything, we have created ill health. We have not created health. Health is life's way. If you allow life to function fully, it is healthy. So, you just have to use your body, use your head, and use your energies. If these three things are well exercised and balanced, you will be healthy. So, because right now we're enjoying the gadgets, but if you build activity into your life, physical, mental and energy, all these things if you build in, health will come. Your body is working well, your mind is working well, and your energy is supporting the two, making sure nothing goes wrong, that's health. Life is happening in full flow, that's health. Health is not an idea, it is not a medical idea. The medical fraternity and the medical knowledge has become more and more essential because we have built in very unhealthy lifestyles. Never before in the world, medicine had the kind of importance as it is having today. Simply because we are becoming more and more sedentary, so we are becoming more and more unhealthy. We are living longer, maybe, that's because of excessive attention and, you can live on tubes for 20 years.
Wow.
Otherwise, nature has its own way of, natural selection. Do you know what that means? Yes, the life that is fit, which will be selected to live, that is not fit, which goes on. But today we've made life in a different way. Not that we can go back to those old ways anymore, we cannot. But that doesn't mean we have to become 60 when we're 20. A lot of 20-year-olds today cannot perform as much activity as 60-year-olds used to do 100 years ago. It's a fact. Isn't it so? 100 years ago, what a 60-year-old person was doing, physical activity, that much activity a 20-year-old cannot do it today. That means we're just weakening humanity. A degenerate humanity we will become over a period of time.
Wow.
So, we must use it.
Just yet another beautiful video, and I learned so much. What'd you think, Emma?
I thought it was really great again. Yeah, I just think that when you look at the course of the human race, of human life, I mean, and just of any life in general in terms of evolution, I mean, in the past 100 years, we have completely changed the food that we put into our bodies, the way that we live, how we are able to, in a pandemic, if you want to get more recent, just order food from home, stay home, work from home, and just sit on the couch all day and not use our bodies. It's so different from the humans that over the past centuries have lived their lives and how they've been formed and how natural selection has picked the genes that will pass on, and then we've just in the blip of a century have completely changed that, and our bodies are not keeping up. And I completely agree with what he said about how 90% of illnesses can be erased if we just use our bodies and eat the proper things that we're supposed to eat, natural foods from the earth. So I definitely agree with what he was saying about that. What do you think?
Yeah, that was really well said, so thank you for sharing that. And yeah, I agree with, both of y'all, to be fully transparent. It's a really cool thing I also learned from Sadhguru himself, which was, for instance, using a tool, right? So just imagine using, I don't know, a little hammer, right? Imagine you just have the hammer lying in the shed and you haven't touched it in a while. What happens to it? It gets rusty, right? And you can't use it. Well, he says the same thing applies to the body. And so when we're just sitting, being all stationary and not moving, we get rusty, and naturally we can't use it. All these problems start happening. So it's very simple, as he mentions, just move the body. And as Emma mentioned too, it's very, in a way, unfortunate that due to COVID and all these other things happening, people are kind of getting more unconsciously falling into these traps of just staying inside, cooped up in the house. And it not only has a detrimental effect on the body, but also the mind. You see, sunlight is super important, not just for plants, but even for us. And so without the proper vitamin D and just really just exercise, getting that sweat in, we're not going to have that great health that we want. And all these medications and doctor treatments are really just not sustainable. And so I really love the whole natural method of what he was encouraging. And yeah, that was really a big takeaway I had. Was there anything else you want to add to this?
Yeah, just what he said about, 30 days, if you just practice one part.
Times.
Yeah, 1,000 times a day. Catch me on the couch just going like this now.
There you go.
Yeah, I just think that's so true. It's true of nature in general. The planet has an amazing ability to heal itself and rejuvenate. I mean, you look at areas of the ocean that have been overfished, and then when regulations get put in place, all the fish come back. And you look at the sands from the African continent as they travel across the ocean and ultimately provide nutrients for the rainforest in South America. And just nature's ability, everything's a cycle, so just when he was talking about training part of your body and being able to pull yourself out of an poor medical condition, and we were able to do it. We are natural beings. And yeah, so I think that while things like obesity and other illnesses as a result of poor exercise and diet are plaguing the country, I think we as a race and a part of nature are able to come out of it by doing things like he said.
Yes.
Yeah.
You nailed it. That was beautifully said again. Just 100% agree with everything you mentioned. And there's a really cool yoga, which I've learned. It's all about joint movements, which I can show you after.
Yeah.
I actually learned it from Sadhguru himself. It's called Upa Yoga. And I've been doing it every single day. And yeah, same principle with kind of moving the hand. It's not 1,000 times, but it's a lot fewer. But regardless, love that perspective you shed onto this topic. with that, thank you so much for watching, and I'm very grateful for Emma being here for this video. And if you have any other video requests, also comment that down below. And we'd love to hear what you think about what we've said or the video in general. It's an open floor to a discussion, so also comment that down below. And Emma's Instagram will be in the description down below, so check that out too. And with that, make it a great day, take it joyfully, and stay conscious. Great job.
Thank you.
Stay conscious.
Conscious.
What's that, one more time? The last part, it's okay.